Chapter 6. Be a Phoenix. Even the ugliest situations has beauty. Not everything in life is meant to be beautiful, and not everything in life is meant to be ugly. It's how we manipulate and absorb both extremes into our lives that gives these moments their true identity to each individual. It's easy to be down in the dumps and feeling like there's no hope when things are ugly. When things are going horribly wrong, every day it seems like a monster is pulling you away from your goals, and the never-ending struggle to being what you ultimately want to be. You feel like you're on the brink of failure, disappointment, and pain. These are situations you have to take extremely seriously. The wrong decisions during these moments can fundamentally change your life in ways unimaginable, and not exclusively the good possibilities, but the bad ones as well. Just when you think things can't get any worse, they usually do. Life will keep slapping you in the face like a bully, urging you to fight back, or turn your back and walk away. So what would you choose? Do you choose to stand and fight the bully? Look them in the eye and say, "No more." Or do you turn your back, lift up your head and walk towards a better solution? What if I invited you to say you can do both, at the exact same time? Life is a challenge that is begging and provoking you to stand your ground and face your monsters, and the ugly demons coming after you, trying to drag you away from everything that's good in your life. You must stand there, feet planted, stare that demon in the eye until they either walk away, or understand you're not going away without a fight. Fighting is not a physical thing in this equation. This exercise is to demonstrate resilience, perseverance, strength, knowledge, and patience, to say the least. It's about obtaining strength through knowing you are the best version of yourself as you can possibly be in that moment where you stand your ground. You have to be ready for that moment. Once you're standing your ground, then you're allowed to turn your back and walk towards the situation you are in control of. Your life. You can choose to walk towards someone who is better, and that someone is in the mirror you're walking towards. That mirror is going to show you exactly the type of person you've truly become. Essentially, you're looking into the eyes of two individuals. The monster and yourself. The greater of the two challenges is always going to be facing yourself. The monster doesn't even come close to the amount of fear one should have facing themselves, looking into one's own eyes. Ugly things can be turned beautiful, and it's really not that hard to visualize it. It's like an imagination, you can create whatever you want. But it's up to you, like an artist with a blank canvas, to take those imaginations and make them reality by painting out the perfect picture and situations for yourself. The deepest holes will always have a ground, nothing goes on forever. However, there are traces of yourself that you can leave behind that are infinite. Everlasting memories that you leave behind long after you're gone from this planet. People you've touched positively, things you've created, your experiences passed down to future generations. It's your legacy that defines your life and how it will be looked upon, as positively or negatively. Those moments when you're facing your greatest fears, disappointments, sadness, depression, failures, are the moments when you must look into the eyes of the monster, and the eyes of yourself. What do you see? What do you feel? You can choose to allow an ugly situation burn you down like a defenseless tree, chop you up and burn you again in a fire to warm up others. Sound familiar? Trees are often pulled down, burned, cut into pieces. The best pieces of them are chopped up and thrown into a fire, so others can get pleasure while they're burning. There are several ways to put out the fire if and when it gets out of control. Smother it by stomping it out, and the pieces of remaining wood will crumble, broken, and burned. Put it out with water and there's a different result. Most of the wood will remain intact, and surrounded by ashes. What famous mythological creature rises from ashes? A phoenix. The water is going to turn that fire into ashes, and all those ashes, just like a phoenix rising, it's something good, something new, and something beautiful. A new life is born out of destruction. Something beautiful rose out of something ugly. There is no harm in hitting rock bottom, to being burned into ashes, because as long as you can see the extent of that ugliness, you will be equipped with all the tools to make sure that the next time that ugly monster rears its head, you are going to be fully prepared to defeat it. It should come to no one's surprise that when things get ugly, you start accepting the traits of the ugly monster you're going against. which means you may be in danger of becoming just as ugly as the monster you're facing. That's when the best version of yourself must be at its strongest. This is the ultimate test for anybody who's working on themselves, pushing and striving to be the best version of themselves. This is your defining moment, a major challenge in a journey that's going to define your life forever. You're going to want to quit. You're going to want to break. You're going to have to avoid the fires, the people chopping and pulling you down. You're going to have to not only trust you are the best version of yourself you can possibly be, but know you are. Stand your ground and trust yourself. Life is a complicated maze of wrong turns, but take comfort in the fact that there is always a right turn that will lead you out of the maze. You just have to stay on the journey and find it, no matter how long, how difficult, and how daunting it may become. No matter how much you lose on the way, the people left behind who doubted that you could ever escape, you stay on the journey. And along the way, help as many lost people you can find that are on the journey as well. Aid them and they will in turn aid you. You don't have to do it alone. Be strong and trust yourself. Know you are doing the right thing, and everything will balance out as it should. Evolve.